Hi, I'm In The Real Games, and I'm excited to tell you about this event I put on the Loverfella.com server. It's called Slay the Tower, and in this challenge, I put all my spare bricks together to build one epic tower and challenge players across the Loverfella server to come and try to steal my loot that I hid. Please subscribe. It really helps the channel, and it's free. Thank you. Every challenge starts with a commercial.
Most players get on and brag about how good their bases are, but I am here to tell you that this is the strongest tower in all of Minecraft.
Okay, so it is not the small 3-story tall tower, but the tower that this one sits on top of. I am so confident in its abilities that I am hiding some great loot within its walls. Think you can beat it? This beast chews up noobs and spits out bedrock, loaded with traps, mobs, and mind games. Only the bold survive. I'm giving away 5 shulker boxes full of loot, millions in prizes to anyone who dares and contribute. Join now at Loverfella.com to send the tower. If you're brave enough, I'll be waiting at the bottom.
I opened the floodgates and players began rolling in. And it was pretty clear that these players were equipped with the best gear that the server had to provide. These two are just chomping through what I thought was going to take them a little bit longer, but here they go, chomping through the tree forest area. They're getting into this back and forth, brick to wood kind of pattern. I threw some glass in there, some treasure chests, some different things, but it seems like they are going uninhibited through this main area. Now they're about to hit something I call the water trap. This water trap is got soul sand that's pushing players back up through it. They have to swim down through soul sand to try to get to the bottom, and they keep getting pushed back up to the top. It was a fun trap to put together. It was interesting. I almost made it a full-on soul sand trap, but I put in a grid pattern to help try to slow players down. This player looks like it got to the bottom, broke through, and is just smashing their way into the next section. They're joined by that other player. PvP is on, so they could fight each other if they wanted to, and that was something that I thought would actually slow players down, but it looks like they're so engrossed in mining through this tower. I'm looking back at the top. That one that looks like a chicken is actually a disguise that the server has built into one of the skins that you can put onto a helmet. These players are grouped up together. It looks like they're all teaming up a little bit to try to break through. This next section's lava. They got through that really quickly, and now they're just going straight down. This next one was called the bee trap, but it did not work well. Put a bunch of bees, about 300, I think, bees together. Right now you see I'm getting triggered by the warden. The warden blinded me. And then my sticky key button also messed up. And so I'm trying to fix all these things at the same time and also try to see what is going on. They got through the water trap. As you can see, the water is just pouring out the side of the thing. You can also see that I have end crystals in order to hopefully try to kill some of them to push them back to the top. And it looks like my glass levels have really slowed this one who's in the lead right now, which is Pickles Good. And behind him, it looks like is Piercing Leaf. That's hot on his tail. Just mowing through, as you can see. The efficiency of this gear is like efficiency 15. And when you have efficiency 15 on your pick, your shovel, and your axe, and you're just able to kind of go back and forth with runes called Switcher, it just makes it go so fast. Here I am trying to just keep up with him as he mows through the stone as if it's not even in existence. I also had a couple different pets or creatures that I had captured. One of them is an Elder Guardian that was supposed to apply mining fatigue. And here I am trying to make sure that I'm keeping up with Pickles the Good, who just smashing through these levels. I'm like, oh no, I lost him. So here I am trying to regain where he's at. And eventually I just type in the end P-warp that I have set up, just in case somebody was to outpace me, which he is. I went down the wrong tunnel that I had built. I meant to go on the other side of the tower, but here he is. I'm going to jump to the end to see if he gets there. and I get hit with mining fatigue, as you see. I'm looking back at the top, and yeah, sure enough, bedrock. Here's Pickles the Good smashing through at a time of 6 minutes. 6 minutes from the time that the event started to the time that he made it to the bottom. Just an insane run. Okay, so after the 6 minute run to the best loot, he left, Pickles the Good did, and here I am just looking at the tower. It took 37 minutes for all the rest of the loot to be divided up between 45 players who continue to fight it out, look for the loot in different levels. I had to give hints, of course, so that players could actually understand what level that the loot was on. Here I am floating through my bubble trap. As you see, it's pretty effective. I also don't have very good gear on. I don't have shark gills, which lets me breathe in the water, so I eventually have to go up for air pockets. But yeah, here I am. I'm going to take you through what the tower looked like. This was full brick all the way across, but these players have cut a crosshatch through the tower. It was a really exciting event just to be able to see. I think my heart was pounding a lot. I was talking to Pickles the Good after the event, and he just said after he heard about the event and what was all going to take place from the commercial, he really put together the best gear and some of the best runes that the server had to offer. And he really thought he was going to snap through the tower in like 2 minutes. So I was glad that it took 3 times as long as he thought it was. But man, I still thought it was going to take a lot longer than that for the best loot to be picked up. There's a couple of runes that also cleanse you of bad things like the mining fatigue. And so he had what is called clarity on his gear that helped snap through that. So it's really cool to be able to watch some of these players as they put together strategies. And it was fun to hear them talk about the strategies the week leading into this event. I would overhear them on the Discord call trying to talk through different things that they were planning and putting together. And some of them put together teams in which to try to also conquer this. And so it was fun to see 45 players come together. Some of them didn't have what is called icy runes, so you weren't able to see them in the tower. And also some of them came late to the show, but still got loot. And 2 of them that came 15 minutes after the event was kind of concluded, as in Pickles grabbing that loot. So they came in 21 minutes after, got the second best loot from the tower because they just stayed in and were persistent. Here I am going through this very long shaft that was obviously carved out by Pickles. Pretty exciting to be able to come through this and see his descent. And here I am. I just triggered the mining fatigue, which I thought was going to slow him up, which did for a second, he said, but then the clarity just kicked in and he was able to continue. Here I am. That was a switchback that I put in there, just about a 10 block area that I switched up the material, but it really did not slow the players down. I was told that if I had built the tower maybe out of glass, that would have made for a lot longer because there isn't anything that we have that is efficient to break up the glass. But this was Slay the Tower. I think it was probably one of the better events that I've put on. And if you like events like these, please like, subscribe, and share this content with your friends. I look forward to putting on more events like this and doing some more recaps. Thank you.
Most players get on and brag about how good their bases are, but I am here to tell you that this is the strongest tower in all of Minecraft.